Welcome back to Superbly Said Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases.
Yeah, welcome back. And today we're diving into some really useful expressions, and this material actually comes straight from a lesson on SpeakDuo.
Oh, right. SpeakDuo.com.
Exactly. It's a great place if you want to connect with people, practice your English speaking over video calls, and really boost that confidence.
Definitely worth checking out. So our mission today is basically to unpack some of these more nuanced English phrases, the kind that really help you sound more natural, whether you're talking at work, maybe with your boss, or even prepping for something like the IELTS speaking test.
Yeah, using these well can make a big difference.
Totally. So we're going to dig into each one, look at the meaning, the subtle differences, and how you can actually use them. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's kick things off with to put something to the test. This one sounds like it means business, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, yeah. At its heart, it means you're really examining how effective or real something is. You're, testing it out in a practical, often challenging way.
Okay, so practical application is key.
Exactly. It's often under some kind of pressure or scrutiny to see what it's really made of, not just a quick look.
Right. So how is that different from just, say, to try something out? Because they sound kind of similar on the surface.
That's a really good question, and there's a key difference. Trying something out is usually, more casual, lower stakes.
Like testing a new app or something.
Yeah, or trying a new recipe just for yourself.
Yeah.
You're just seeing if you like it, experimenting a bit. No big deal if it doesn't work out perfectly. But when you put something to the test, it implies a much tougher evaluation, more rigorous. You're pushing it to see how it performs when things get difficult.
Okay, so it's about performance under pressure.
Precisely. Think about a company might try out a new coffee machine in the break room, but they'd put their new disaster recovery plan to the test with a full simulation.
Yeah.
See the difference?
Definitely. One's casual, the other is a serious evaluation of capability.
Exactly. It reveals strength, effectiveness, authenticity in a way trying out just doesn't. It's about validation.
That makes perfect sense, and it fits that example from the source. I'm going to put my cooking skills to the test this weekend. That's not just flipping burgers.
No way. That implies something significant. Maybe cooking a complex 3-course meal for important guests or entering a local bake-off.
Right, the stakes are higher.
Much higher. It's not just following steps. It's your skills, your creativity, your grace under pressure being judged. It reveals how good you actually are.
And that feels really useful for something like IELTS speaking, describing a challenge. The source had that question, when was the last time you put your abilities to the test? And the answer was, I put my patience to the test last month while traveling with my younger cousins.
That's a brilliant example because patience, well, you don't just try out patience, do you?
No, definitely not.
It gets tested by difficult situations. Traveling with kids, especially energetic ones, is a classic test of patience. It really pushes your limits.
So the phrase adds depth. It's not just, I was patient. It's, I faced a challenge that demanded patience.
Exactly. It conveys the struggle, the demand, the intensity of the situation.
Yeah.
Much more evocative.
Yeah, I can see that. And you could use it at work, too, right? Like, this tight deadline is really putting our team's efficiency to the test.
Absolutely. Or, we decided to put the new marketing strategy to the test in a small region first before the national rollout. It signals a serious evaluation is happening.
Okay, got it. Very useful. So shifting gears a bit, let's look at to be littered with something. This one creates a really strong visual.
It really does.
Yeah.
It basically means something is full of or covered with a whole lot of things, but usually in a scattered, messy kind of way.
Messy is the key word there.
Often, yeah. It implies disarray, maybe too much stuff, definitely not neat and tidy. Think overflowing.
So how is that different from just saying filled with or covered with?
Well, filled with or covered with can be pretty neutral. Like the box is filled with books or the table is covered with a cloth. It just describes what's there.
Okay, no judgment.
Right. But littered with almost always carries that extra layer of meaning. Messiness, disorganization, maybe even a slightly negative feeling of things being strewn about carelessly.
Like after a party, the floor is littered with cups and plates.
Perfect example. Or a park after a busy weekend might be littered with trash. It implies disorder and often an undesirable abundance. A desk can be filled with organized files, but if it's littered with papers, you picture chaos.
Okay, that distinction is clear now. So the source example. The floor was littered with notes from our brainstorming session. What does that suggest?
It paints a picture of intense activity.
Right.
You imagine notes everywhere on the floor, maybe stuck to the walls, crumpled up. It suggests a lot of ideas were generated, maybe a bit chaotically.
So not necessarily bad in that context. Could mean productive energy.
Exactly. It can signify creative outpouring, even if it looks messy. The focus was on ideas, not tidiness. Filled with notes wouldn't quite capture that same dynamic, creative mess.
Makes sense. And for IELTS, the question was, is your room ever littered with things you collect? Sample answer. Yes, my desk is always littered with art supplies and paper scraps.
Yeah, that works perfectly. It gives a very vivid image. You immediately picture a busy creative space. Not just a few items, but lots of them, spread around, probably not in neat piles.
It suggests density and a lack of order?
Definitely. It conveys that lived-in, maybe slightly chaotic feel of someone who's actively using the space. It often implies passion for the activity, not necessarily just being untidy.
Right. And at work, you might say his presentation was littered with minor errors, implying carelessness.
Ooh, good one, yes. Or, the historical battlefield was littered with artifacts from the soldiers. It conveys that scattered abundance really well.
Okay, powerful visual. Let's move to something a bit more strategic, maybe, to soften someone up. What's going on here?
Huh. Yes, it does sound a bit strategic. It means making someone more receptive, more willing to agree or be kind, usually by being charming or nice to them before you ask for something.
So it's like laying the groundwork.
Exactly. It's the preparation phase before the main request or persuasion attempt. You're trying to create a positive mood.
So it's not the same as to persuade someone then.
No, that's the key difference. Persuading is the direct act, using arguments, logic, appeals. Softening up is what you do before that. It's indirect.
How so? Like what kind of actions?
Oh, it could be anything from giving compliments, doing small favors, bringing coffee, being extra friendly, basically making the person feel good or maybe slightly indebted before you hit them with the request.
Okay, so you praise your boss's latest report before asking for Friday off.
Precisely. You're trying to lower their potential resistance, make them feel positive towards you, so they're more likely to say yes later. It's about creating goodwill first.
I think everyone recognizes this tactic. The source example is spot on. He tried to soften his parents up before asking for a raise in his allowance.
Classic kid move, isn't it? Suddenly doing chores, being super polite.
Offering cups of tea?
Exactly. It's all about creating that favorable atmosphere before asking for the money or permission. It shows a certain social intelligence, knowing how to approach people.
Yeah, definitely. And for IELTS, that question. Have you ever tried to soften someone up before asking for something big? The answer. Definitely. I always bring my mom coffee before asking her to borrow the car. So simple, so real.
It really is. It captures that subtle strategy perfectly. The coffee isn't the persuasion, it's the mood setter. It makes the mom feel appreciated, maybe more relaxed, and hopefully more agreeable.
And this happens in professional settings all the time.
Well, constantly. Maybe you take a difficult colleague out for lunch to soften them up before you need their cooperation on a project, or you compliment your manager's leadership skills before pitching a risky idea.
Right. It's about paving the way.
Exactly. Reducing friction, building rapport. It's smart communication, even if it sounds a little calculating sometimes.
Okay, interesting stuff. Next up, to walk away with something. This one feels like winning, but maybe with a bit more ease.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It means winning or getting something, often easily, or as a really clear result of being successful. It highlights the outcome, the acquisition.
So it's more than just to win something.
It often implies something more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Winning can be general. You can win a tough, close game. But if you walk away with the prize, it suggests the victory was maybe more decisive, clearer, perhaps even surprisingly easy.
Ah, okay. So less about the struggle, more about the definite outcome.
Pretty much. Like a team might fight hard and just barely win the match.
Yeah.
But if they dominate and crush the opponent, you'd say they walked away with the victory or walked away with the trophy. It implies a certain level of ease or certainty in the acquisition.
Or even unexpected gain, maybe.
Yes, that too. You could walk away with a prize you weren't expecting to win at all. It emphasizes getting it, securing it as a result of the event.
Okay, I see the nuance now. The source example really fits. She walked away with the trophy after a flawless performance.
Perfect. The flawless performance makes the walking away with feel inevitable, almost effortless. She earned it so clearly, the trophy was just the natural result. It's about that clear connection between the action and the reward.
And the IELTS question. Have you ever walked away with an unexpected prize or reward? Answer. Yes, I once walked away with a gift card at a random trivia night.
Yeah, that captures the unexpected element perfectly. It wasn't necessarily a hard-fought battle. Maybe it was luck or just knowing a few obscure facts. You participated, and the pleasant outcome was you walked away with the card. It suggests a nice, easy game.
Right. It implies you secured it as a direct result of being there and participating.
Exactly. It's not just taking it physically. It's acquiring it through success or circumstance within that event.
So at work, you could say, after the presentation, we walked away with 3 new client leads.
Yes. Or, despite the tough negotiation, we walked away with a really favorable deal. It emphasizes the successful acquisition, the positive result you secured.
Got it. It's about the achievement and the tangible gain.
Precisely. A clear win.
All right, let's talk about something probably everyone has. The junk drawer. This one feels instantly familiar.
Oh, absolutely. A household staple. A junk drawer is basically, well, that one drawer, usually in the kitchen or a desk, where all the random miscellaneous stuff ends up.
The stuff that doesn't really have another home.
Exactly. It's the catch-all for odds and ends. Little things, useful things, broken things, a bit of everything.
So what makes it different from just a storage drawer, or maybe a utility drawer? Isn't it just storing stuff?
But the kind of storage is different. A utility drawer usually has a theme, right? Like tools, screwdrivers, tape measure. A storage drawer might have, say, batteries and light bulbs,
Yeah.
somewhat organized.
Okay, they have a purpose.
Right. The junk drawer, though, its defining feature is its lack of organization. It's a jumble, a mix of things that don't belong together and often don't really belong anywhere specific. It's where stuff goes to get lost, basically.
Ha! Too true. Which makes the source example perfect. I can never find scissors. They're probably buried in the junk drawer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It captures that frustration. You know it's in there somewhere. But finding it amidst the chaos of old keys, rubber bands, maybe some loose change, dried up pens, it's a mission.
It's the Bermuda Triangle of small household items.
Pretty much. It's a symbol of that everyday low-level clutter we all accumulate.
And the IELTS question, what strange things would I find in your junk drawer? With the answer, a broken pen, old keys, and some expired coupons. That sums it up beautifully.
Totally. It's that random mix of the potentially useful, maybe the keys, the definitely useless, broken pen, expired coupons, and the just miscellaneous.
Yeah.
Everyone instantly knows what you mean when you say junk drawer.
It's universally understood clutter.
Exactly. It's a shared cultural reference point for minor domestic chaos.
Okay, moving to relationships now. To have so much in common, this feels really central to connection.
It really is fundamental, yeah. It means sharing a lot of the same interests, maybe personality traits, experiences, values, things that create a bond.
So more than just being similar, how does it differ?
Well, similar can be quite superficial, like two buildings might look similar. But having so much in common goes deeper, especially with people. It highlights shared passions, perspectives, life experiences that actually draw people together.
So it's about the things that foster compatibility.
Exactly. It's why conversation flows easily, why you enjoy doing the same things,
Yeah.
why a friendship or relationship feels natural and strong. It's about that shared ground that makes connection effortless. Two people can be similar in age, maybe, but have nothing in common. But if they have a lot in common, there's usually a real rapport.
That makes sense. It's about shared worlds, the example. Even though they just met, they have so much in common, that suggests an instant connection.
It really does. It implies they clicked immediately because they discovered all these shared interests or ways of thinking. You know that feeling? When talking is just easy because you're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, definitely. It suggests a strong foundation is already there.
Precisely. It's not just surface likeness. It's a deeper compatibility that's obvious right away.
And for IELTS, the question, do you have a friend with whom you have a lot in common? Answer, yes, my best friend and I both love old movies and baking.
Perfect. It grounds the phrase in concrete examples. Those shared loves old movies, baking, are the reason they have so much in common and why the friendship works. It makes the connection tangible.
And you could use this professionally too, like the team collaborates well because the members have so much in common regarding their work ethic.
Absolutely. Or, I bonded with the client because we discovered we have so much in common outside of work, like hiking. It explains synergy and rapport really well.
Okay, great phrase for describing connections. Now one that signals problems, out of hand. Sounds like losing control.
Exactly that, yeah. When a situation gets out of hand, it means it's become uncontrollable, unmanageable. It's gone beyond the limits of what can be reasonably handled.
So is that the same as just uncontrollable?
Not quite. There's a subtle but important difference in the timing or the process. Uncontrollable can describe something that was never really controllable, like the weather, maybe?
Right, inherently chaotic.
Yeah, but out of hand usually implies something started okay, or at least manageable, and then it escalated. It spiraled. It suggests a process of losing control.
Ah, okay. So it's about the transition from order to chaos.
Exactly. A small disagreement can get out of hand and become a huge argument. The initial disagreement wasn't necessarily uncontrollable, but it became unmanageable. It captures that escalation.
Gotcha. That makes the source example very clear. The situation got out of hand when everyone started shouting.
Yeah, you can picture it, can't you? Yeah. It probably started as a discussion, maybe tense, but then it crossed a line, and boom, chaos. Shouting means reason has gone out the window. It's unmanageable.
It captures that point where things break down.
Precisely. The dynamic shift from contained to uncontained.
And the IELTS question. Has anything ever gotten out of hand when you least expected it? The answer, yes, a game night with friends once turned into a full-on food fight.
Ah, classic example. Game night is supposed to be controlled fun. A food fight, definitely out of hand. It escalated way beyond the original intention into pure, messy chaos.
Shows how quickly things can spiral.
It does, and it's common, right? Kids' parties are getting out of hand. Maybe a simple task at work gets complicated and deadlines get out of hand. It's about that loss of management.
So at work, we need to address these client complaints before they get out of hand.
Perfect. Or the party got a little out of hand after midnight, so we had to ask people to quiet down. It signals that point where intervention is needed because control has been lost.
Okay, very clear. Now, a phrase that feels like sports or games. To be on the board.
Yes, definitely has that competitive feel. It means you've scored your first points or achieved your first success in something where progress is tracked, like a game or maybe even a project.
So getting that first score registered.
Exactly, moving from 0 to something. Getting your name or your team's score literally on the scoreboard.
How's that different from just scoring a point or making progress?
It's more specific. Scoring a point is any point. Making progress is broad. Getting on the board is specifically about that first score, that initial breakthrough. It means you're officially participating, you've made your mark.
Ah, the significance of the first point, breaking the ice.
Precisely. It changes the dynamic. You're no longer scoreless. You're in the game. It often brings a sense of relief or encouragement.
That makes the example sentence very evocative. After a slow start, our team is finally on the board. You can feel the relief.
Totally. It suggests they were struggling, maybe feeling discouraged, and then finally success. They've registered a score. It's a turning point, a sign that things are starting to happen.
And the IELTS question. Have you ever been in a competition where it took a while to get on the board? Answer. Yes. During a quiz game, I didn't answer anything right until the third round.
Yeah, that captures the feeling perfectly. That frustration of drawing a blank, and then the relief when you finally get one right, you finally contribute, you're on the board.
So it signifies overcoming that initial hurdle.
Exactly. And you can use it more broadly, too, like in sales. It took 3 months, but we finally got our first major client on the board. It means that first significant, measurable success.
Or fundraising. We held several small events, but the big gala dinner is what really put us on the board towards our goal.
Perfect. It's about achieving that initial, visible milestone that shows you're making real, trackable progress.
Okay, great. Last one. To get right in there, this sounds very active, very enthusiastic.
It really does, yeah. It means jumping into something immediately, participating actively, without holding back or hesitating. Think direct, eager involvement.
So not just participating or joining.
No, it's much more energetic than that. Joining might be passive initially. Participating is general. Getting right in there implies you dive in head first, you get involved hands-on right away. No standing on the sidelines.
Like rolling up your sleeves and getting stuck in.
Exactly, that kind of attitude. It suggests enthusiasm, proactivity, and a willingness to engage directly, maybe even learn by doing rather than watching first.
That fits the example sentence. If you want to learn, you have to get right in there and try. It's about active learning.
It really is. It promotes that idea that the best way to understand something is often to immerse yourself in it, to try it out, make mistakes, and learn from the direct experience. Don't just observe. Do.
Jump in the deep end, maybe.
Kind of, yeah. It implies a certain boldness and eagerness to be involved immediately and fully.
And the IELTS question, do you prefer to observe first or get right in there when starting something new? Answer, I usually get right in there. I like learning by doing.
That clearly describes a personality type, doesn't it? Someone proactive, hands-on, maybe a bit impatient with just watching. It conveys energy and a practical approach.
So it's about being an active agent from the start.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's very useful for describing how you approach new tasks or situations. At work, a manager might say, we need someone who can get right in there and start contributing from day one.
Or don't be shy in the brainstorming session. Just get right in there with your ideas.
Exactly. It's an encouragement for immediate, enthusiastic participation. Be involved. Don't hang back.
Okay, fantastic. That covers all our phrases now. I think it's time to put our listeners' knowledge to the test.
Ah, nicely done. Yes, let's see how well these nuances have stuck.
All right, quick quiz time. 9 questions, multiple choice. I'll read the question and options. Feel free to pause this deep dive if you need a moment to think before we give the answer. Ready?
Ready. Let's do it.
Okay, question 1. What does it mean to put something to the test? Is it option A, to challenge an idea by discussing it in depth? Option B, to evaluate something by applying it practically? Or option C, to hide something until it's needed later? Take a second if you need it.
And the answer is option B, to evaluate something by applying it practically.
Exactly. Remember that cooking skills example? It's about seeing how well it works under real, often challenging conditions. Question 2. What does it mean if a place is littered with something? Is it option A, it has a few scattered objects organized neatly? Option B, it's overflowing with items scattered in excess? Or option C, it is clean but filled with sentimental objects? Pause if you like.
Okay, that one is option B. It's overflowing with items scattered in excess.
That's right. Think of that messy brainstorming floor covered in notes, definitely overflowing and scattered. Question 3. If you soften someone up, what are you doing? Is it option A, you are ignoring their needs to test their patience? Option B, you are making them angry by mocking them subtly? Or option C, you are persuading them by being kind or charming? Thinking time.
The correct answer here is option C. You are persuading them by being kind or charming. Well, actually, making them receptive through kindness before persuading.
Right, like bringing that coffee for mom before asking for the car keys, setting the stage. Question 4, what does it mean to walk away with something? Is it option A, to take something as a result of doing well? Option B, to abandon something that no longer matters? Or option C, to observe something without being involved? Pause away.
And for this one, it's option A, to take something as a result of doing well.
Absolutely. Like walking away with that trophy after the flawless performance, getting something as a clear result of success or achievement. Question 5, what is typically meant by a junk drawer? Is it option A, a storage space for rare collectibles and documents? Option B, a drawer used specifically for storing utensils? Or option C, a place where random and unused items are kept? Feel free to pause.
This has to be option C, a place where random and unused items are kept.
Precisely. Home to the lost scissors, old keys, and all those other random bits and pieces. The haven of household clutter. Question 6. If two people have so much in common, what does this suggest? Is it option A, they enjoy similar interests and share experiences? Option B, they usually argue because they're too similar? Or option C, they live in the same area but rarely interact? Need a moment.
The answer is option A. They enjoy similar interests and share experiences.
That's it. Like those friends who both love old movies and baking. It's about shared passions and perspectives creating a real connection. Question 7. What does it mean when something gets out of hand? Is it option A, it becomes unpredictable and unmanageable? Option B, it transforms into something more exciting? Or option C, it is considered too boring to maintain control? Pause if you need to.
This one is definitely option A. It becomes unpredictable and unmanageable.
Exactly. Like that meeting descending into shouting or the game night turning into a food fight. It's about losing control. Okay, nearly there. Question 8. What does it mean to get right in there? Is it option A, to watch others carefully before deciding to join? Option B, to start actively and enthusiastically participating? Or option C, to delay action until conditions are perfect? Last chance to pause.
And the final answer is option B, to start actively and enthusiastically participating.
Perfect. Remember, sometimes you just have to get right in there and try, jump in feet first. Active, enthusiastic involvement.
Wow, we covered a lot today. That was a real deep dive into those phrases. We looked at everything from putting skills to the test to desks littered with stuff, softening people up, walking away with prizes.
Junk drawers, having things in common, things getting out of hand, getting on the board, and getting right in there.
Exactly. And hopefully understanding these nuances really helps you make your English sound more natural, more precise. It's these kinds of phrases that make a big difference. It really is. It's about adding layers to your communication. And remember, using them effectively comes with practice. Don't be afraid to try them out. Language learning is always a journey. Maybe think about which phrase you could put to the test this week, or consider what insights you might walk away with from your next conversation practice.
I love that. Great advice. And don't forget, these phrases came from a lesson on SpeakDuo. So if you want more practice, connect with other learners, and really get comfortable using language like this, check out SpeakDuo.com. You can connect and practice right away.
Definitely a good way to get right in there with your speaking.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll catch you next time on Superbly Said.